Well, the thing with Nigeria, of course, is that it's Africa's most populous nation. It's an oil-rich nation, so it should be prosperous, and the southern parts of it are, where most of the population is. This is happening mainly in the north, where it's more remote, less prosperous, and more predominantly Muslim. Is the country looking at some sort of petitioning, or should the government there be doing a lot more to unify the whole nation?
Well, the government clearly should be doing a lot more to protect the nation. This is the thing that they're not doing. President Trump met with the then president of Nigeria in his first term, and he said, hey, you gotta stop the killing of Christians there. And the president went back, sent his military out to the region, and the death numbers fell. They can do it. They haven't done it. They haven't been willing to, or they've not felt like that they can do it. I don't know what it is. But what you're seeing now President Trump do is to put pressure on him, address this, start addressing this specific situation. And, you know, again, my concern is that you could see a military coup take over in Nigeria. You've had coups in the region taking place in the most populous country in Africa. And that could easily spread, and it also could create a lot of immigration flow into Europe, the United States, and other areas.
Look, it's not as though the world hasn't had plenty of warning on this. We only have to go back just over a decade during the Obama years, when, of course, there was those 276 mostly Christian schoolgirls kidnapped. There was a lot of international focus on this. Many were rescued, many escaped, many were killed. There's still 80 of those young girls, they were then, a decade on, unaccounted for. So obviously the world lost interest in their fate. What makes you hopeful that the international community might push Nigeria to take more action now and give it support if it needs it?
Well, I think President Trump really raising this makes it something that the international community will take focus of. I think that also raises the heat and the pressure on the Nigerian government to do something. And then on top of it, you've just got the entire region really is a problem, as I've mentioned already. So I think those things together bring more international focus. But let's be honest about it. The international community can stay focused on an area for 6 to 18 months. That's kind of about the length of time that they'll be focused. And if you don't get something set and established in that period of time, it's just going to dribble on and get worse going on forward.
But this is part of a big international problem, isn't it? Because while there are different political and even tribal enmities involved here, the overarching problem is Islamist extremist terrorism.
It really is. I mean, and there have been people talking about the number of Muslims being killed, and that's true. But it's radical Muslim extremists killing other Muslims that get in their way or don't agree with them. It's still this radical Islamic element that's creating the problem, that wants to govern and run the area and wants to run everybody that doesn't agree with them, mostly Christians, but also Muslims, out of the whole area.
Sam Brownback, thanks so much for joining us and helping us keep the focus on this issue.
My pleasure.